Uh, oh, it's time. It's time for stream. And also, I have friend. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Discord has been quiet recently, and I don't know what happened. And this is why I stopped streaming on Mac not too long ago because fucking, like, something about it is just like. And now everything is quieter because we won't let you use monitor with your shit, so. I don't know if there's
You're
a way.
silencing my voice.
I know. I don't know. Do you know if there's any way to like boost the output for? Uh, I mean, I could do it in Discord at least. So let me try that real quick. Riku, hi Riku. Thanks for stopping by. What was I just thinking of? Yeah, let me just do some stuff real quick to make sure that I and others can hear dearest Stealth Man. What was I thinking of? Yeah, me and Stealth were talking about big time One Piece spoilers
Man.
before stream because I mean Stealth is kind. While a lot of like Stealth keep speaking, just just go wham,
Speak?
speak
Huh?
up. Oh, this
Huh?
is good. This is good. Okay,
No.
that seems perfect. And then I'll use it on my monitor too to make sure I can hear you. But I mean, like, while a lot of like internet reviews, like in-depth reviews, not just me, like One Piece is so good you have to read it. Like more actual, like, hey, this is why this manga is so popular. Like that was like had me like maybe I should give it a try. Stealth was kind of the active force in my life that got me to try One Piece, and now it might be it. I don't know if it's my favorite. Well, it might be my favorite manga of all time, absolutely. But I don't know it because like there's others that are like personally like wow this had a big impact on me. I really enjoy it.
Jojo.
But yeah, well I've said this before because like I forget I think I think it was a guy who worked. Here's Alex without eyes because I have to redraw his eyes. Like because someone at an animation studio I follow online was talking about JoJo, and I had said like I don't even like. It's hard to me for me to think critically of JoJo. I do think it is good, like because like there's Baki, which is kind of similar, and I don't think Baki is as good as JoJo, but JoJo is so fucking unique that legitimately that I just have a hard time comparing it to anything. You know, I can't be like, well, JoJo is better than X because there's not a lot of stuff that shares that many similarities with JoJo. It's just so wild and wacky and kooky that
Let's get a special place in your heart, is what I meant.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. And also, and I will say, like because like our dear friend Mr. Pig says, I will not try One Piece because of the art style, and to a degree, that's kind of understandable. So in that respect alone, I definitely think Iraqi is might be the better artist because he just. Cause don't get me wrong, Oda is kind of better than a lot of people give him credit for in many regards, but Iraqi was in the Louvre, so there's a little bit of degree in like just purely image making. I think not making comics, but just in the form of making, you know, still images and stuff. So, but anyway, I got to finish this comic page for tomorrow, because even though I'm gonna leave the man who can't do anything on a cliffhanger for now until I'm at a time where I think I can handle the story better. I still want to leave it on a cliffhanger, not just like cut it off at whatever last page I leave it. I mean, mostly I just want to finish the fight between Alex and Lycanthrope. But yeah. Also, it's ironic we were talking about this because my next kind of comic project, which is going to be a comic strip to make it easier for me to draw and everything, I am taking a lot of inspiration from like One Piece in how to draw it because I think Oda will do like really good little doodles and stuff like that in all his panels, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like not, I get it. Digital art can be hard for me because there's so many tools to use. I'm like, when do I stop, you know, using what I can? And I think the easiest way to do that is just to do the line art like line art, some some screen tones. That's it. So with that in mind, I think I'll be looking at One Piece a lot for the next project. Just be like, okay, how does he make some of this art so dang charming? Not the women. Ignore Booba. Stealth, how have you been recently?
Let's not talk about that.
Oh no. I mean, I get it. I do, to a large degree, get it. Lord, let me. I mean, like, I don't think it's that serious. So let me just put it straight on the table. Like, when I'm done this job, I'm probably gonna have to move back in with my parents, which is not something I envy. Even though I will be happy to be back home and everything, but like, I'd love to have a plan for being like, and then I'll move into another place where I can live by myself. But unfortunately, I don't think that's about to happen anytime soon. But then again, I don't feel too bad because we live in the era that we do, and owning a house is nearly impossible. I talked before about the idea of like just having my own cabin in the woods, and I actually don't think that's that bad of an idea because I had an art teacher whose husband built their house and everything, and truth be told, that it might be easier for me to build my own small house than for me to acquire one pre-built with how things are. But I don't know. I've never looked at building a house by myself, so I guess I'd have to do my research. But regardless, I'm still just like, I was talking to someone about animation the other day because I actually, if anyone wants more incentive to go read the Patreon despite this current comic not continuing there decently soon, I'm putting the most recent cut of the cartoon we've been working on there. It's gonna be up tomorrow with this comic page, hopefully. And one reason I put it up there is because I'm reaching out to composers about, composing for the cartoon, because I have
that funny thing they do.
Yeah, the thing I have no talent at whatsoever. And I was talking to someone yesterday about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be trying to make it, make stuff by myself because I have no faith in any studios. And then also, hopefully, it gets picked up by like that YouTube kids algorithm, because that's how you get 20 million views on every video, is by 5 children watching it over and 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 over again.
Cocomelon.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Because, like, I'm not even being like, my stuff is good, but, like, I am confident it's better than the AI-driven whatever the fuck of your typical kids algorithm, because some of that stuff is scary. that was a whole era of YouTube where people start, like, discovering what, like, the kids stuff was like, and being like, what is happening here?
See, that's where my idea comes into play.
What?
Remember what I suggested?
What did? Oh, yes. But oh my goodness, Pig, thank you for the subscription. For 35 months, I've been streaming for too long. By the time, Barry was already a successful streamer by the time he had streamed for 35 months. Oh my goodness, Max too. And we're near a hype this is too much. And also, before I get interrupted again, I know what I just said. Barry was already pre-established. Like, yada yada yada. It's almost
that is what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's almost like I was telling a funny.
Nuh-uh.
No.
You don't got the funny.
There is no funny here. 15
Yeah.
months of Cahill. My life's never been the same. The massive. That's what I just said, Pig. Just said. I mean, I didn't say Game Grumps specifically, but yes. I was talking about his time with Game Grumps. He did the thing. Remember how he was the guy? No? Okay.
Explain.
So Barry.
Yes.
That's the end of the sentence.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, I need to work on some. Uh, let me see if I can actually find it real quick and post it in chat because it's something I want to make. Uh, yeah, here it is. Because I was about to talk about how I really should talk about my next, like, what the comic is going to be and everything. Um, and I can at least say that it's going to be called Fossil Boy, which is a character I came up with a while ago and Deja loves. Um, but what I want to do is I want to make kind of like a new, uh, not like a logo because I already have my logo and everything, but just like a little post that has the kind of energy of the image I just posted in chat, which isn't like because, you know, a lot of my stuff is inspired by 1920s animation, and when Disney Studios opened, they had this big old billboard, and it was like Walt Disney Studios with Mickey Mouse and the Silly Symphonies, and it had big old Mickey Mouse on it, and I want something like that with my characters and everything on it, so people. Can you pin post on Patreon? I should look into that, because I need to write like a TOS. I need to write a thing where it's like, here's what you can expect from the Patreon. Please don't be disappointed in me. I'm trying. Let's see. Is this this is better. Okay. Stealth, I've done it. I've created art.
You do that regularly.
No. Oh. Peter. Oh. Stealth man.
Yeah?
How are you doing?
I'm existing.
How do you think Patrick Warburton feels about impressions of him?
I think he probably is worn out by them at this point.
Yeah, probably. But at the same time, he's made it. His eyes are too slanted. But at the same time, he's made a career out of having such a recognizable voice. So.
Yeah.
I imagine he's probably tired. Oh no, he's probably tired of it in the same way you would get tired of work and everything, because that is his work, is having his voice and everything. So. I really want to meet Patrick Warburton because I feel like I would talk about the two things no one talks about with him, which is that I know him from the movie Underdog, and I loved it, and he is my Buzz Lightyear. I love
Speed of
him.
lightning, roar of thunder.
What?
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder.
Isn't your dog a beagle, or is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that why you love Underdog? You're like, ah. Look at my
it's
little
part of it.
Look at my little guy go. I mean, I remember the movie wasn't like that. Like, it was a B movie, you know, and it was kind of before. It also kind of helps. It was before the whole superhero MCU thing we got going now, so that helped make it a little unique. It was more of your early 2000s family movie as opposed to your MCU hero movie, which, you know, helped make it a bit more charming back in the day. It may be now, but I haven't seen it in fucking forever. So I'm not gonna critically talk about Underdog nowadays.
Why not?
What? I don't know, because I haven't seen it. I go like is that something people want? Does everyone want me to go watch Underdog in the Discord and then write a small review of it? Be like, well, give me your Underdog review and critique. I'll fucking do it. I'll give me the essay, coward. So here's the thing. I was planning to make a goal on stream, a kind of soft goal, if you will, of to help me fund orchestrating the cartoons and everything, which is not going to be like each cartoon needs its own orchestra. I'm planning to do kind of like bundles because they're all relatively short, so they all need a relatively short song to them. But maybe just like halfway goal is just like Cahill reviews Underdog for some reason. Well, that's the other thing. Because fucking Peter Dinklage, everyone's like, oh my gosh, the Game of Thrones actor, and I'm like, do you mean the guy from fucking Underdog? Because that's what I know him for. I don't give a shit about Game of Thrones. He was a great evil villain, though. Are you singing the Underdog theme song?
Don't worry about it.
Oh my lord. Guy who's only ever seen Underdog? Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying.
That's the one movie you've ever seen, ever.
It's not, but...
What else have you seen?
It was
I
Redline.
thought so.
Redline. I took 1 second to say Redline. It is my favorite animated movie of all time, so...
And why isn't it Underdog?
Because that's not an animated movie.
I don't see your point.
I wish I didn't have to separate favorite movie from favorite animated movie, because as an animator is my trade, and...
But it's what the Oscars want you to do.
I know, it really is. Piss. Oh my goodness, Juice, how could you do this? But...
To satiate pig.
To satiate pig. Everyone, give your piss energy to Pig to defeat Piss and Boo. What was I thinking of? But Pirates of the Caribbean is a good film, and I spent 4 hours talking about it on stream, and I'll spend another 4 hours talking about it on stream if I have to. I don't even know if I talked about this on the stream with Sargoto, but honestly, one of the things that makes the Pirates of the Caribbean film so good is the two main villains of the latter half of the trilogy are Davy Jones and Cutler Beckett. And while Davy Jones is supposed to come off as a heartless monster and Cutler Beckett is technically a human, they're reversed in their actions, because Davy Jones is only ever driven by his emotions, whereas Cutler Beckett is just this cold, calculating monster. So, it's so good.
You're good.
You're good. Stealth, what's your I've never asked this before. What is your favorite movie, Stealth? What? Keep thinking about it, but what? Yeah. Just keep thinking about it. I'm just gonna keep talking to fill the space, because I love how my mom, when I hang out with like Deja, will be like, "What do you guys even talk about?" Because I won't have answers to things like the future, or like other stuff. But like not only does Deja not like to talk about the future, and I completely understand that, but also like stuff like this, where it's like, "What's your favorite ex?" I have asked people that kind of question before. Most people will not have a definitive answer very quickly. Which is how you know how mentally ill I am, because I have it based off what I think, normal, because I was like, normal people think these things, right? So that's me. I think about it all the time. I mean, Juice, what is your favorite movie? As Stealth thinks of his, I would love to hear Juice's. I do know Deja's. I will not say it. I'm not going to dox Deja online. Lord. Little Miss Sunshine. Oh, right. We had this conversation like yesterday. I am so sorry. I should go back to the list. Jeez, I woke up like an hour ago. I should watch Wendell and Wild, because it's got that good stop motion going. I am so sorry, Juice. Forgetful, I really am. I love how I can hear Stealth thinking. Fucking slaps, dude. I would watch it with Juice. I would do that. I'd spend time with friends. If I had any.
Honestly, Lilo and Stitch is up there.
Yeah. And it helps it has... You don't really know... This is why I get so fucking tired of 3D films, because up to very recently, so many of them just kind of followed the Toy Story Pixar style. And only recently have they been
God.
kind of more.
Pokemon the movie 2000 was so good,
Yes.
actually.
Well, okay,
I
but go on. No, you keep going.
I also like the Digimon movie, but that is pure nostalgia. The
Yeah.
Digimon movie that came to the US is bad. I know this for a fact. I liked it though.
Well, I don't know if Max said that before or after you said it on Stream Stealth, but apparently Max also loves the Pokemon movie 2000. But I mean, that's the thing. I think the two things about the Pokemon movies. One, they they kind of exist in their own vacuum, which is nice. Like, obviously, there's some references to the series, but for the most part, it's just like, do you know Pokemon? This is just that. Um, which also means they have less time to fuck up like the lore or whatever than the series does. You know, with being like, electric is super effective against ground type or whatever, which it happened quite a few times in the series. But besides that, they are also kind of just gorgeous looking. Like, I know a lot of anime movies are good looking, but Lord, I love how the Pokemon movies look, and I think part of that, and that is legitimately a reason I became an animator, because I was like, look how fucking good this looks. Because Pokemon is just supposed to be like nature, so they have these really beautiful nature scenes with like the fictional animals, and I love it. I remember loving the Celebi movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fucking the old timey Pokeball, and then Charmeleon comes out and it's like, fucking what? Excuse me.
Like Donphan showing up in the opening of the Pokemon movie 2000 was kind of crazy.
I need to watch what's it called?
It's just like, wait, there's
New
only
Pokemon?
150, there's only 151 of those, and it's just like, nope,
Nope.
fuck you, there's more.
Yeah, there will be more. Some of them won't be that good, but you know what? Here's Donphan, and he fucks. Well, that's the thing. I need to listen. I believe you with 2000 because 2000 is a classic, especially with Lugia and everything, and the fucking legendary birds. I mean, that's the whole movie. But on
Well,
top, oh, go on.
wait, I thought the movie 2000 was Mewtwo one.
No, you're thinking of the first movie.
Oh, Pokemon the first movie. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I like both of them though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I honestly, I think
So kind of immaterial.
I think uh, I think up to Gen 5, all the Pokemon movies just kind of slap to an ungodly degree. Maybe that's nostalgia, but like a lot of them have amazing art, and I think the stuff behind like, well, okay, maybe not the Arceus movie because I don't remember liking that one that much, but like, for example, I love like the Weather Trio and the Creation Trio, like their lore and everything fits this kind of super cinematic feel and stuff. Like the battle, like the whole battle between Palkia and Dialga whenever they just like squared up with each other, I was like, this is the coolest thing that will ever happen. But also, I need to watch the third movie again because A, I love that as a kid, and B, the opening fight scene to that movie is just so good. It with like that random girl who's just like, fight me, Ash, and he's like, okay, and then you know they fight on a playground and it's great. Yeah, and also the unknown is great. That's another reason I love it. Like, fucking in the Palkia and Dialga movie, or technically I'm thinking of the Darkrai movie. Fucking in this weird hellscape dimension that Palkia and Dialga, I guess, live in. There's just a bunch of unknown flying everywhere, and like, sure, why not? Because these things are weird, and I guess they are tied to the creation of the universe, so they might as well be here with the gods of space and time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, but I probably should watch and review a lot of them, but the Pokemon movies were I better than any critic will ever give them the right to be. Every critic will probably be like, childish, and it's like, no, So some things you don't think about with your head, you feel it with your heart, and these movies are the epitome of feeling it with your heart. Get into it, my
True.
guy. Like you can be like, it's a good kids movie. It's like no, feel it for a minute. Come on, feel something for once in your godforsaken life. Well, I'm not saying for me. Max, you don't have to convince me. Like anything before, you can say any Pokemon movie that happened before Gen 4, and I will immediately be like, it's good. Anything after that, and I'll be like, I have to watch it. You know, I don't think I watch them that much. I'm trying to think, are there any Gen 5 movies, or onward I watch? And the answer is probably no. But fucking I'm saying like movie critics and stuff who are like, I only care about Oscar bait and if the main character doesn't have a drug addiction and is struggling with an identity crisis, I don't care about it and it's not good. It better be drenched in gray and have no color. Maybe that's why I've never given too much. You think Ash doesn't do ketamine? Well, that's where his last name Ketchum comes from. It's derived from the word ketamine. But, I mean, maybe that's why I've never cared too much about, like, purely cinematography. Because when a movie is just supposed to be about that, I'm like, I don't enjoy watching this. I don't care. It's not pretty. It's not immediately pleasing to my eyes, and and it's not particularly fun to watch. So
It's not interesting.
yeah,
It's not remotely thought-provoking.
yeah. There's this one. So like Oscar movie I adore, Moonlight. Moonlight's pretty damn good. But then there's like this other. But I watched a lot in fucking film school, and most of them I did not give a fuck about. Like this is either boring or depressing or it's both. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but I had to go through 4 years of it so you can sit through another conversation about it. Because I watched the movies. There's this one where just like this senile old dad is trying to go across America with his son to claim a lottery ticket, but the son and the mom both think it's fake, and like I don't even remember if it ended up being real or not. Who gives a shit? And it's just sad because they're just like, you're old and crazy, old man, and we don't love you. It's like, why the fuck do I want to watch this? And the answer is I don't. I don't. I don't care.
That's often the thing that I land on too.
Yeah, I will be, and I will say, and this will be controversial, but it's kind of why I'm hesitant to give Breaking Bad a choice, because I know it's not all that. I'm not saying Breaking Bad is this, but I know a lot of people are in it for like the film stuff. But meanwhile, it's like, you know, this guy just kind of turns into a monster, and like those kind of stories kind of hold less interest for me. But I am kind of interested in Better Call Saul, just because I do enjoy me a law drama. Like even if it's not entirely, I know Better Call Saul isn't entirely your typical law drama as you might think of it, but still, based on the two premises alone, one inherently has my interest more, and I really should watch Better Call Saul. But here's the thing: I don't have $1 million or 1 million subscription services, and I don't know where to watch Better Call Saul. So I'll find out one day. One day I'll find it. The Breaking Bad connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Where did you get that from? That sounds like a song.
That's from the Muppets.
I was being facetious.
Yeah, and I'm mentally ill, so I couldn't tell. Which is ironic given how much sarcasm I use in my day to day. I mean, that's because that's the thing, right? at the end of the, because you just remind me of them, I just thought of the Muppets, and the Muppets are amazing. I love most Muppet films. Pig swears up and down by Muppets Treasure Island, and also Max. If the intro is a way to watch Better Call Saul, I may be interested. Yes. Um, but do you know what's harder than making a movie that's abysmally sad and filmed well? Making one that is that, but is also kind of like a joy to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it would be easy for me to be like, okay, we'll do the shot this way, and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not saying no hard work goes into it. A lot of hard work's into it, but I think it's even more work to be like, okay, we're going to do all that, and then also this is going to be a fun time, and people will enjoy seeing it. So, which, I mean, is probably why I'm into animation, because the best animated movies have all that.
This cave got a lot of crystals.
Are you playing Old Circle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
And there
if
are
anyone...
these funny
Oh, go
little,
on.
there are these funny little snails.
Yeah. I'm not gonna ask where you are because there's a couple of caves like that, but I can imagine. I can imagine. Keep one actor just as the. I mean, Max, the answer might be Moonlight, but you have to think about it real hard. Oh my lord. Oh, there. Swiss Army Man. It has Daniel Radcliffe. I was interested in seeing Swiss Army Man. Yeah, I'll be more interested in like weird movies and everything than just your traditional abysmally sad movie. But
Yeah, it's kind of why I wanted to watch the Everything movie because it
oh
doesn't
yeah,
seem like typical
no,
Oscar material.
yeah, exactly. And I should I fucking if I could. I should have seen it in theaters, and it is entirely my bad. I never made time for it, and I feel awful. And fuck it.
I don't go to theaters.
Yeah. Well, wait. I like a good amount of theaters. Wait, give me 1 second.
I don't.
I believe. Yeah. Ki Hoi Kwan. I think I'm saying that right. Shout out to him. I didn't know he was in that movie, or maybe I did, but I didn't know he played Short Round and also a bunch of other kid roles in the 80s. And then he finally got his Oscar, and good for him because like I don't think he was, I don't know his life, but I don't think he was doing like bad before this. But I'm so glad someone like him, who seems decently chill and at the very least did like so much in Hollywood, like so many legendary roles and stuff, finally got to get the recognition he deserves. Because that's the end of the day. That's why I don't typically care that much about the Oscars, because there'll be a lot of really great stuff that goes completely unfucking noticed by them. So it's like, who cares? It does it with a dildo in the hand. You see, Juice, if you had told me that when it came out, I would have run to the theater. So I would have been like, oh. Deadpool 1 is honestly also pretty good, because I don't know. It isn't necessarily typically Deadpool, because Deadpool has had one or two love interests over the years, but he's not a character known for them. Um, and the way they kind of work it in with his everything is pretty good. I'm not saying it's like the best movie. I'm not even comparing it to Everywhere All at Once, but I'm saying it is a pretty nice film.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice dude.
Nice.
Oh boy.
What?
I just walked into somewhere I didn't want to.
I don't want to be here. Oh yeah. Let me be completely transparent here. The reason I'm so behind on comic work, not the last update. I want to be so clear. This was not the case for the last update. I was just working like 7 days a week, and I didn't really have time to do comic shit. But the reason I'm behind on comic updates this week, even though I am planning to get this done, is because I was trying to beat Melania, Blade of Mikola. Melania, Blade of Mikola. Melania, Blade of Mikola. And you want to know something? I'll say it with my fucking chest, because I beat that whore Fucking melee only, no summons, no nothing. I didn't even have a PlayStation subscription to summon people with. And fucking and I did it, and it was the worst thing. She is an awful boss. She is I thought Godskin Duo was the worst boss they made for Elden Ring. She is not good. Not because of anything inherent for 90% of the fight. 90% of the fight, super fun, would love to do it more. She has two moves that specifically just like one hit KO you, and I was at like 60 vigor. I had a massive, my health bar took up half the screen, and she would do moves that just completely drained it, and not to mention the fact that she gets the health back every time. And again, that's an okay mechanic for most of the fight, except for the moves where she just kills you. She just kills you. It is possible, yeah, Max. If you don't want to do if you never want to level anything to help you with damage, yeah, you can tank all of her hits. But I was also trying to do damage. I thought I had a sneaky strategy to like level up real good, so I would be like super strong when I faced her. But I was basically at the same level I was the first time I got to her, and then I was like, oh no. And then it took me forever. But you want to know something? It's just I couldn't not do it. Okay, let me just admit it. I couldn't not do it. I refused to be beaten by some dumbass boss that was designed a weird way. I had to make it through it, and I did. I did it. No summons, no anything. I didn't even use spirit ashes because there's no point in using spirit ashes on her. So, and one reason I was so determined to do it because my good friend Gold managed to do it, and then when I was having a really hard time, Gold was like, I summoned someone else and they beat her for me. And I was like, Gold, you've been putting me through psychological torture for about a day now. Oh my goodness. I was like, how are so many people beating her? And I can't. And then Gold was like, well, actually I didn't. And I was like, okay. Well, it's not just like, oh, Gold beat them, I should be able to too. It's like, I know other people beat Melania, including one of my dear friends. How come I'm not able to? What's wrong with me, Stealth, huh?
Not touching that one.
No. Oh, hey, Stealth, by the way, because you're playing Elden Ring right now, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, don't fucking do Melania. Don't. Stealth, I'm begging you. Don't go near her. Don't touch her. Don't do anything with
Okay,
Melania.
but what if I did?
Then you'll waste your fucking life. Like, I'm glad I did it so I didn't have this like fucking imaginary stain on my Dark Souls record, but at the end of the day, who gives a shit about it? You
Okay,
don't
so you're
have that
saying
record.
I have to do it.
No, my lord.
I can't believe you're making me do this.
I mean, if you want to pay for my PlayStation Plus subscription and let me help you, then I'll do it. I'll fucking do it again. Give it a try. I mean, my lord. Stealth, have you played Elden Ring / beat Melania? Because if you have, then you're being a sadist right now. On a fruitless endeavor. Well, to be fair, Broken Sword was a decently popular series, and what was I thinking of? And also, to be fair, fucking even though Bloodborne wasn't as popular as I might have once wished it to be, it does basically act as free advertising for my entire channel at this point. So, bully you into torturing. You didn't bully me. You bullied us. I don't think. I was thinking I would draw Lycanthrope here, but if I'm being honest, I don't think he's gonna add much. I think you'll not be able to see much of him to make it really help the composition. Like, sure, I could fucking spell out that the wolf is beneath him, but the wolf is among us? noise of silence after that. I need snacks and a drink. I want to get a...
Don't like
What's that?
Scarlet Rot.
Yeah, Scarlet Rot. Well, hey, you want to know something fun about Melania stuff?
Scarlet Rot.
The Scarlet Rot. Yeah. That was the best part about doing 100 runs. I will say, because famous Elden Ring player Let Me Solo Her said like they died something over 200 times to her. I don't think I died 200. This isn't a cock measuring contest. I'm just saying. I think I died like a couple, like maybe 50 times. Decided I don't want to do this.
Something's being discussed in the Discord that made me hee hee.
What is that? Wait. Let me see. Hee hee. Not this one. No. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Well, you know what? I appreciate Juice's self-control. If anything, I appreciate that Juice knows what to and not to do. No, my lord. Anyway. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you didn't. But regardless, yeah, I don't think I died 200 times, but definitely over 100. And I gotta say, my favorite runs of those were when she would hit me in her second phase, and I wouldn't die, but I would have Scarlet Rot, which meant I had about 30 seconds to live. So... And also, I feel like that was another reason I was so determined to just kind of beat her pure melee, blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, if I do attempts with... The more stuff I use in my attempts, the more often I have to go out farming in order to craft that stuff. And, like, sure, whatever, but it would just be... It would save some hassle if I could just, you know, do a thing. And if I can cement one of the things that makes her boss fight stupid before we finish this conversation, it's the fact that since 2 specific moves she have can just like absolutely destroy you if they hit you full on, one of those moves I had to learn specifically when her AI would be primed to do it, run across the boss arena, throw a knife at her, and then have that trigger her do the move, so that way by the time she got to me doing it, I would be more or less safe from the damage. She would not be able to hit me. And that's not like a realistic way. That's not... This isn't like, oh, she's hard in a realistic way. No, that's stupid, because no one would get a knife thrown at them and be like, that's it, time for my ultimate combo attack, when they're nowhere fucking near me. If anything, it would be more realistic for her just to do the attack all the time. Do Mario. Stealth, are you excited for the Mario movie?
No.
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 Damn. I mean, understandable. I don't know. At the end, I feel like this is the Mario movie, as far as I've seen it so far, is the epitome of like, you know, how movies are made by a lot of different people, because the artist on the movie clearly put this love and passion and like this incredible imagination into realizing Mario's world is like this whole thing, and then a lot of the voice cast, the lot of the voice cast, just kind of went.
Jack Black Bowser is iconic, though. Yes. I will say.
Obviously, but unfortunately, not everyone. Is Melania actually blind? How the fuck was I supposed to know that? And also, why the fuck do I care? in this beautiful meal.
I think like the point was about your complaint about it, that like the trigger of her ult.
Yeah, but I still don't know why. But I wouldn't know how to know that, and also I don't care. It doesn't make me like her fight anymore. It doesn't make me think it's better. And then you got Godskin Duo, Lord. Godskin Duo is really just a shitty boss. And I will not go into how deep mechanics of it, because I imagine Stealth doesn't want to be that spoiled on the game.
Correct.
I won't even say whether or not they're required. I've done basically every boss in the game, so you'll never know if I'm talking about a boss. And Melania is not required, so. But yeah, the art. We should. I think the people who will enjoy the Mario movie the most are deaf people. They won't have to hear half the point when they can just appreciate the visuals and not hear half the voice cast. And a lot of people have complained about the music in the trailers because they're just like, it's just the 1-1 theme over and over and over and over again.
Let's go.
Let's go. And then my dad sent me this fucking SNL skit where they're like, well, everyone likes Last of Us, so let's make Last of Us Mario. And it was basically that. But the problem is how close it was to the actual Mario movie. So
Everyone likes Amogus. Let's make an Amogus movie. Looks at the thing.
there's already fucking there's enough Amogus the whole meme of Amogus is that there's already a million references to it without having to try. So we don't need an Amogus. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like, yeah, you're right, kind of the thing, but I wouldn't mind. If listen.
I like that kind of thing.
What?
I said I like that kind of thing.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. If they said, Cahill, would you like to make an Among Us movie? I would say yes, 100%. I would go crazy with that. Have the creators of Among Us ever come out like themselves and been like what inspired them? What inspired the game?
Well, it's very clearly the movie The Thing.
Yeah. I just wonder if they've ever, you know.
Two can be broken by a seal breaker.
I mean, Max, here's the thing. I know Godskin isn't the worst in that game because I've seen the worst and it's Melania. But
hello. Go away, Melania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Oh no, there's another one of you. Get back. No. Hey.
I don't know if there's a better way to. Well, actually, you know what I can do?
No.
I'm just thinking about how art should look.
How do I get out here?
I hate more than get damn. There's not that many for me. But like, I don't know. In Gears Discord one time, someone was talking about how much they don't like the dragon fights, and I like the dragon fights. Ride up on horseback. If it was just in a big arena, I'd be less happy. But in the open world, I'm like, yeah, right.
Oh, I hate horseback combat.
Well, you don't have to. I mostly just do like the drive-bys when I'm fighting the dragons. So like, you're not like, you know, so you're not under them when they're attacking you. You can always, if you want to do more damage, you can always hop off of Torrent and be like, what is up, my guy? When did I say that? I said just for the dragon fights. Defender of Caelid. I assume you're talking about I never said horseback wasn't required for the game. I said horseback wasn't required for specifically the dragon bits.
It isn't required because, like, I don't use it because I hate horseback combat.
Yeah. There is one dragon, and you better be on horseback for that dragon fight. I will say, yes. But then again, I have said that most of, if not all of Caelid is designed to encourage you to be on horseback.
Yeah, well, it can fuck right off.
Yeah, that's what most people feel about it. That's what. Hey, Stealth. Have you met my good friend Max? Would you like to meet my good friend Max, Stealth? They have some.
We're gonna
opinions.
fucking lariat you. Double lariat.
Get absolutely pranked on, nerd.
Okay, I don't know who this wizard is, but he's a fucking Chad.
Is he?
Yeah. Just like hitting me with a giant club and then pulling out a giant magic hammer. Like,
Yeah. So
fuck
you're in.
yeah, dude.
So you're under Raya Lucaria, and that is a spell you can get. I do know that, but yeah, it's great.
God, you can make a magic fuck you hammer?
Yeah. Well, so do you want some lore real quick, Stealth?
If it's about the fuck you hammer, absolutely.
Yeah. So what was I thinking of? Raya Lucaria, the big magic school, which is like just one of the coolest areas in the game. I fucking
Raya
love
Lucario?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's one of the coolest areas, because it's based on Lucario.
The furriest Pokemon?
Exactly. But it has like different. It basically has different magic majors, right? Which is kind of, you can kind of tell by the different like big stone helmets they're wearing, and that's just one of them. One of them. I forget if it's specifically for mining or combat, but like one of the schools of magic in that school of magic is like this kind of more physically focused magic where you summon big hammers and fucking magic swords to just hit people. like not at all fancy spells, just the fuck you spells.
Yeah, no, those are the best kind.
Exactly.
Like, sure, you can, like, shoot stars at people or just, like, giant fuck you cannons, but if I can hit someone with a giant magical mallet, then I am supremely happy.
No. I do think Elden Ring has kind of moved up in my Souls list. I should replay Dark Souls 3 to see if I like it more or less than Elden Ring, but I will say it's kind of like what you said. As much as is gained from the giant open world of Elden Ring, which is just kind of fantastic to explore in a million ways, I do think some things suffer. I think, and this is not really a spoiler because it was in the demo and is one of the first things in the game, but for example, Margit. Margit is an extremely hard boss, despite the fact... What?
What you call me?
Oh my lord. But,
Moving on. Oh my god, what the fuck?
What?
Okay, so I think I found that dragon you're talking about.
Is it a big crystal one?
It's massive.
Can you send me a screenshot? Can you take a picture of it?
No, hey, I'm running away.
Have you not seen any of the dragon bosses? Well, yeah, they're bosses. Not seen any of the...
Yes, but this one is, like, fucking massive, and it's got, like, regular-sized dragons all around it.
Oh, that one.
No, hey. I'm okay.
But...
Hey, slow down, let's talk about it.
Stealth is having a bad time. But basically what I was just going to say is that, like, for example, I think one of the prime examples...
There's so many of them!
One of the prime examples of what I'm talking about is Margit, who is like one of the first big bosses in Elden Ring. And he is super hard. Like, granted, when you get timing and stuff down, blah, 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 you can practice him to a large degree and, you know, he becomes doable. play super hard, and I do think that's in part to tell the player like, hey, you don't have to be here right now. You can go out and explore. But I don't necessarily like that, you know. Like I like the Stealth even said this. He likes the structure world of like Bloodborne, and I mean Bloodborne is still my favorite. And that's because
Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 are my tops.
yeah,
At
and
this
that's
point.
because I mean one, I just love the combat of Bloodborne, but two, it's also because like there you can explore in Bloodborne, kind of like Elden Ring, but it does have a more structured world, so that way you don't just like walk up to a boss that can one tap you, because you know they're allowed to in Elden Ring they're allowed to put those bosses wherever the fuck they want, and if you happen upon them while you're playing, that's on you, not on them, you know, blah blah blah. As opposed to Bloodborne, where it's like if they put a ridiculously overleveled boss in an early part of the game, then that's a mark against the game, not you, because it's linear enough that you would not be able to help finding that boss while underleveled. But they're allowed to use the kind of excuse in Elden Ring. Early Dancer, my beloved. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. But like, Dancer is specifically a punishment. Hey, you killed this important NPC. Fuck you.
Yeah, she did nothing to you. Here's this.
Yeah. So, and also you kind of have to know about it, you know? Like, you shouldn't be killing Emma because there's only like 5 friendly things in all of Dark Souls. Emma's one of them. If you go out of your way to kill her first, then you're gonna get wrecked. Give me 1 second.
Hey, Oak.
Alone. Oh my goodness. Oak! Hello! I'm working on comic stuff. It's kind of weird, but I'm having a good time. How are you? We were talking about some Souls opinions, because I'm talking about how I beat Melania and then criticizing the Souls games because Melania isn't good. Hope you were having a good time. Oh wait, let me do the thing. Sea of Thieves, man, I wish I could stream Sea of Thieves. I had that thought, but you're good, don't worry. I had that thought before stream. Zayd is cute. I love Zayd. And my lord, I'll save this. Well, no, I think I can talk about this now. But let me talk about 2 things. One is that it occurred to me before stream. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna get a fucking gaming PC because I really want my own place first, and like I don't think that's gonna happen very soon. So since gaming PC kind of has to come after that, then you know it's just not gonna happen within like the next 2 years. So rip to Cahill. But also,
I just got my first one, and I'm 28, so.
well, yeah. I think if I was a bit older, then I might be like, you know what, whatever. But that's not even. I hope that doesn't come off like a read. I'm not. I'm just saying, like at a certain point, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'm getting my PC, but I just have other goals first for me personally, and it, you know, if stuff changes, then I'll get it. But for right now, I'm just holding off.
Yeah.
I gotta calm Cahill more. You commission me enough, Max. Max, I used to think Pig was my patron. You have legitimately just become my patron. Oh my lord, Max, do you want to play? Do you want to make a D&D group and you can be my patron? I'll be a sorcerer. My patron will be Max, and it's like you're not an unknowable eldritch god. You're just Max.
Quickly, draw this thing for me.
Yeah, I draw art, and Max is like, fuck yeah, just massive spell. That's like my bit in Copper stream. Damn it! The Copper beat me to it. Also, I'm switching up the music as I respond to attacks.
It's a very tall building.
How so? Are you climbing up a ladder?
No.
Okay.
I'm just looking at this building and it's very tall.
I mean, based on what you were telling me before, I imagine you're at Raya Lucaria, which again, is my favorite. That's what I will say.
No,
That
Raya Lucaria already.
Okay, but I will say that is something I fucking adore in Elden Ring. So often, what I love in games is when they make them feel like actual possible locations. Like I love Mario. Nowhere in Mario, like minus some areas in the 3D games, could be like actual locations that exist anywhere remotely close to reality. But Elden Ring, everything is like a physical space. Like, yeah, Raya Lucaria is technically like a different loaded area than the outside world, but it matches up so well with what the building looks like, and it feels like a place people could actually be. And that is true for so many areas in Elden Ring. It makes me very happy. I'm just responding to Mom real quick. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, that's probably why Bloodborne is my favorite, because like I said, it is that tightly kind of design space, but it's also mostly all within this huge interconnected city. So, and like, true, there's no city like Yharnam in real life, but it is just like you are walking through the city streets, and if you can't go to an area, it's probably because like the street is blocked off or something like that by like rubble slash, general insane people. So, still, you played Bloodborne, right?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
It was my second favorite game next to Epic Mickey. And hello? Stealth, are you okay? Stealth! Stealth! Stealth!
I've been better, but we're making it. Fall. Yeah, go.
Go. Leave.
Alright. We did it, gamers.
He did it. Still fucking yeah, Canehurst is amazing. Yeah, because you can't super see Canehurst from the rest of the map, but it is like, oh, this is like a castle. This isn't just like an area themed like a castle. This is a castle that I'm exploring with like a bunch of shit all around it. I think the weirdest part of Canehurst Castle is the end, because the Queen's Chambers is on top of the roof? Question mark. You have to walk over the roof. How does she get here? Maybe she was moved there because that's the whole lore of the area. She's kind of being held prisoner at the moment. Imagine the safety. What, of being on a roof that's very hard to access? Yeah, but that's what I'm asking. How does she get there?
Don't think too much on that.
This just in. We just found out Queen Elizabeth can double jump. This will open whole new sections of the map to the Queen.
She can actually triple jump and air dash.
Yeah, she can triangle jump. So you just kind of need two relatively close walls. And you can try and lock a place off from the Queen, but eventually she'll find an upgrade that allows it to become accessible to her.
She recently got this new tech called corpse dashing.
Yeah. This is how the British Empire propagated colonialism. They just kept getting Metroid-style upgrades.
What is colonialism but a Metroidvania?
Oh my lord! Oh my lord! Defeating enemies and getting upgrades from it. Oh my lord! You can't say that. That's so awful. So many awful things happen, and we're like, oh, like Metroid. I mean, to be fair, Samus ruins a lot of natural environments too, doesn't she? Oh my lord. That is awful. I'm not going to be able to recover that for the rest of the day. Speaking of, I have work tonight, and one of my coworkers, like, am I here? No, you are. Oh, maybe. No. But I work tonight, and one of my coworkers came up to me yesterday, and was like, I need a different shift. Could you swap for the morning? And here's the thing, like, sure, I'm streaming in the morning now, but if that went through, I'd be streaming in the afternoon, and I'd just be like, fuck it, let me get, especially because I have sales tonight, and I do not like being on the cash register. I work at a busy store, and I have panic attacks at the cash register, so the less I'm on it, the better. Or rather, the less people who make me use it, the better. So I was like, you know what? The opening shift, not many people will be here. It sounds like a great idea. But then it didn't go through, and my schedule hasn't changed. And usually, if you want your schedule to change, it's good to do it a couple of days in advance. And he came up to me, and he actually said I wasn't able to put it through on the computer. Oh, we got a Metroid ad. I hate life.
Oh, just time me out.
No. I mean, you Stealth, I'm gonna be real. You could deserve it less. The things you've said.
I'll say it again.
I'll do it again. Fuck it. Well, luckily, almost anywhere I'm in VC, you can join, so it works out. But what was I just thinking of? But yeah, my schedule didn't change. He came up to me and he was like, I wasn't able to put it through, so forget it. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was nice about it. He was just like, yeah, sorry. And I'm like, no biggie, just let me know. But what I'm saying this not because of him, but because of my job. If I go in tonight and my job is like, you were supposed to be here in the morning, how dare you? I'll be like, I had everyone telling me that didn't go through, so you better back up. I will say, everyone keep your fingers crossed, because I applied to a position for, let's say, a comic company that has movies that are currently lessening in quality, but still a comic company I enjoy. And it's a position I very much think I can fill. And so keep your fingers crossed, because it is back in my home, and
I'm home.
And if I get it, I am moving back there in a second. Hi, Stitch. I cannot listen. I don't want to sound like a broken record, not to my friends and not to the people here, but considering how many people I've talked to, not recently, but over my life, that has been like, I want to move to Florida so bad. I do not enjoy Florida. The weather is not to my liking, and a lot of it is just flat swampland. And I don't know, and I've said this before, I don't know if it's because of the location I'm in, but all the roads just seem to be these long-ass highways that go on forever. And so when I want to go anywhere, I just end up getting on this busy street. And this is no, and let me be clear. No, I was about to say that I'm not going as far as juices. To any Floridians who are like, well, I like Florida, I'm glad. I literally cannot handle the heat. I'm trying to get out of the fucking kitchen. The kitchen is trapped. I'm trapped in the fucking, guys, I'm trapped in the kitchen. Someone help. I mean, I need help. I'm trapped in the kitchen. Ah! Hi, Yui. Oh my lord. Oh my. No, stop. Why? What is? Oh,
Yui.
Yui. I don't know. I might. That is not a glitch of stream, by the way. My Clip Studio Paint was just zooming in nonstop. I was very scared. I know. I know. I was so. Came with being trapped in the kitchen.
Hey Yui, juice time me out.
Yeah, Juice was mean. Juice. I mean, Yui. Let me ask you something. Would you agree colonialism is basically a Metroidvania? Yes or no?
There is a correct answer.
It's a correct answer. I'm a liar. By the way, I'm not ignorant to the things we were saying. I completely realize. Most of my art, if I'm being honest, most of my art is about how awful that stuff was. Like when I try to make stuff, it's themed around that. So, I wonder why I timed you out. I went out of the kitchen. I went out of the kitchen. Yeah. When I leave, I'm just.
Can't believe Max won't let me cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook. I will take on it. I know I'm saying it with you, but I'm going to take the frying pan out of your fucking hands. But honestly, I should just take Max with me. Max, do you want to come to Jersey with me? I genuinely enjoy it better. One of my supervisors was like, Jersey isn't good. I don't think he's been. Because if he likes Florida that much, then he should stay in Florida. But I love the forest of Jersey. Oh, Max can't respond. I love the forest of Jersey. I love the beaches. Actually, I don't know if I said this on stream. I've been saying it to people around here, but Stealth and Juice were like, yeah, but what about the Florida beaches? Aren't they cool? Jersey beaches are nice, and fucking, they don't have a million people at them because no one wants to come to our state. And good, stay away. You don't want to come here? Good, we don't want you here. I'm chat. Juice, please untime out Max. It doesn't matter.
Wow, Cahill.
There isn't a big ass shirt. Wow. I'm sorry you can't wear my home, Yui. But yeah, I'm not even. That's the thing, right? It's not even like I'm being like Jersey's the best state. I don't want to live anywhere else. No, I just know I don't want to live here currently, and I'm glad I didn't sign a lease because the moment, you know, my job makes it so, I will not be here anymore. So. Thank you. Stealth can stay timed out. He's in VC with me and he said something awful. So he can be.
I made an observation.
I made a hot, funny observation. It's like, have you seen those memes where it's like the history teacher and her students are like, we will learn about something interesting. And she's like, the One Piece. Or like the Bite of 87.
83.
No, it was a bite 8. Well, weren't there 2 bites? Isn't that the lore? There were multiple incidents where the animatronics killed the kid.
I just wanted to angrily be contradictory.
Well, that's the problem because fucking MatPat. It is because technically, I believe, I think FNAF 2 takes place during 1983, and it's like one of the older restaurants where one of the incidents takes place, but that's before 87. I need to. Okay, so I remember why I didn't keep playing this. This person has inserted ads in literally all of their throughout this entire 3-hour thing. Listen, I'm not saying people who make these music compilations shouldn't get their money's worth, but at the same time, I'm trying to listen to it. And if I'm being frank, you did not make Pokemon. No, you, Nikki. I love that teacher. Wealth, fame, power. I was talking. So, if you want to learn more about this in the coming weeks, with my cartoon and stuff, there are many treasures, but when I talked about one of them, Dearest Stealth Boy here was like, the One Piece. And I'm like, no, 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 Stealth. This is one of the One Piece in this world. There are many the One Pieces. I can't wait for, because we are oh my lord. Listen, Oda Sensei has been edging people for a good 25 years now, and we are now getting closer to actually knowing what the One Piece is. And I can't wait to figure out that there's a second part to it, and that's when Two Piece starts with
One
Buffy.
day we'll be allowed to come.
One day. Stealth, I will say, maybe don't say it here, just in case people don't want to get that spoiled, or B, you know, Oda's listening, but I'm not really sold on your idea of the One Piece. I'll be real. I'm not expecting to be that disappointed in what the One Piece is, but your theory, I'm just like, I don't want it to be that. That's weird.
I think that the pieces are there for it.
I
wouldn't be mad if it wasn't that.
Well, I was gonna say, do you want it to be that, or is it more of a case of like, you think, given
No,
the
it's
evidence...
what I think. It's what I think it is.
Yeah.
It is my speculation.
If I'm being real, I think it is specifically. I do think the One Piece is specifically something we have already seen in a way. Not that we've seen the actual One Piece yet, but rather it is an item we know exists in the world. That now exists on that fabled place. So I'm kind of that's what I'm expecting, is that, and people might be disappointed by that, but if anything, I think the structure of One Piece and the way things are themed and have worked out makes it that this thing is the most likely. But we'll see. What did Max say? The One Piece, the Two Piece, the Red Piece, the Blue Piece. Kingfisher, I love that your name has fish in the name. So don't you, it's not easy being green me. I don't know what Max did. I hope Juice was just joking around, but I don't know. It's about a manga I don't read. Listen, I will say, and also I'm gonna be real, no manga seems long enough for me anymore. Like, all of them do not nearly have the girth I require. But if you're like, I want a good long thing to read, something that is quality, blah blah blah, I would recommend One Piece. One Piece is a quality story. I'm not saying it lives up to all the hype, because some of the hype is just like bullshit that people are saying because they love the anime so much, but it doesn't not live up to the hype. Read Detective Conan. Is it Conan the Barbarian as a detective?
No.
No, okay. That's what I was hoping for, and now I'm disappointed. Gundog makes me cry. I think I know who you're talking about, but there might be someone else named Gundog. Well, actually, are there two Gundogs? But I was gonna say, these 16 years of build-up. We'll see. Well, that's what I'm saying, Max. You think that, but the guy who's made One Piece has done a real good job at telling a story for that long. So I wouldn't be surprised if the One Piece is revealed and everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I read it for this long." And I'm being genuine about that. This isn't me being like, "Yeah, it's definitely going to be worth it." No, I'm saying genuinely. Like, because the normal expectation is there is no way anything could satisfy everyone. But I've been surprised by this stuff before, and I might be surprised yet again. Eh. I don't know if I. Okay, I will say I don't defend the story of Kingdom Hearts specifically. I do defend. I defend everything that isn't Sora. Sora is a goofy kid, and that's fine. That's a-okay. But that doesn't mean he's a dramatic story. But the the Nobody trio. That I love their. They should have been them. They should have just had their own JRPG series.
The Sea Salt Trio.
Exactly. And the other three Soras. Okay. I moderated chat a little much last time, so I'm not gonna be like, let's not. Now, I was thinking about streaming Kingdom Hearts, but now I'm not going to because I like those games. And if being part of Perry's community has taught me anything, it's that opinion is not shared by quite a number of people, and that's fine. Everyone's got their own opinions. But that also means if I enjoy those games again, I will enjoy them alone. Nah, Roxas is great. I love Roxas. That's too many people. You're just telling everyone to jump. Jiminy Cricket and Mickey Mouse can jump off a cliff. Kingfish, you're not even naming Kingdom Hearts OCs anymore. Beyonce and Rihanna can jump off a cliff. Those don't even appear in the games. Kingfisher, you... Oh my lord. Are we doing that? We can't do this. We can't... I mean, we can. If that's just what chat is going to talk about, that's fine.
Look,
what?
Don't say what we can and can't do. Our
Yes.
possibilities are limitless.
They really are. It's just amazing that I was like, yeah, One Piece. Like this really, like I know it's not for everyone, but it's really cool. Like and Max mentioned Kingdom Hearts once, and chat, and I'm not blaming Max. I'm just saying someone said the name once, and like, and like the fucking Babadook, it burst down the door. Chat.
Did I say the door to darkness?
What? Exactly. But listen, that's why Epic Mickey is the better game. 2 reasons. 1, it won't get chat riled up like this. 2, Mickey's ears are always facing the camera, which is so much better than his model in Kingdom Hearts. I wonder, literally no one will ever attempt this, because it's such a niche fucking problem, and there is no way anyone cares about it more than me, and even I don't care about it that much. But I wonder if the PS2 had the technology, /has, because it still exists, to like make a model of Mickey whose ears are always facing the camera, because obviously that is not the case in Kingdom Hearts. It's me, I'm the Bababoo. I bring engagement whether you want it or not. Max is a journalist. Oh my goodness, Malu, thank you. Oh, chat, behave yourself. Chat, calm the fuck down.
Chat, rise up.
Chat, don't you dare.
Chat, you know what to do. I don't, but you do.
Fucking. So about Metro Invasion. Honestly, that's better. That's a funny bit. It's not a tired internet conversation about a game I enjoy. It's funny and original. What was I thinking of? I mean, if I'm being real, oh, thank you, Juice. I wasn't able to watch Barry play Dream Drop Distance, which is one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games, despite being one of the most convoluted, because chat was just ragging on it. But I genuinely love the gameplay of that game. First off, you craft your own party mates, which is, I guess it's kind of like Pokemon, but it's kind of like this. It's like a mix between, I don't know. I can't compare it to anything, genuinely. You literally are just like, I got the materials to make a new party member. This is neat. And then also, just movement in that game is fun. Maybe I should play Dream Drop Distance and Kingdom Hearts 3, which, to be fair, are the weakest in terms of story outside of Recode It. But by myself again just to compare their two forms of movement, because I fucking love the movement in Dream Drop Distance. It is so cool. I wish every game had something like that. Just genuinely. If Elden Ring had something like that, I'd be like, Elden Ring's the best game ever. No debate. You can cover yourself in purple and jump everywhere. Stop! I'm trying to think about the story, because I mean, I don't know if the story was asked, because at the end of the day, it's not. I don't even think okay. The consequences it has for the series is dire. But how it connects to the stuff before that and it by itself, I don't think is that bad, because it's basically just like Xehanort is making a group of himself, and also this is how he returns. That's the end of it. So it's not even the most convoluted amongst the Kingdom Hearts ones. Yeah, flow motion is great. The final boss of Demon Souls.
We are proud to present Xehanort and the Xehanorts.
Xehanort!
Everybody, give them a round of applause.
I mean, I think that sucks, not because it's not story-wise, but just because it's just like, oh, are we getting more Kingdom Hearts characters? No! 13 Xehanorts! 13 Xehanorts! 13 Xehanorts! Well, that's what I went with 356 days, though, Nerf Herder, and might be why I like Roxas so much, because if there's one Kingdom Hearts outside of the first one, which, by the way, the first one rocks, if there's one you should play outside of the first one as a standalone game, 356 is probably up there, just because, like, you don't really need knowledge of the series to play it, ironically, which is not something you can say for a lot of them. Furthermore, Roxas and Xion just have a great story. And who gives a shit? And gave him a sword, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because that's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, what the fucking Kingdom of Story Hearts? Yeah, that's if you're following Sora, who's a dumbass, and I love him for that. I love Sora for being a dumbass. That doesn't make him a compelling protagonist with a dramatic story. It makes him a dumbass, and I love him. I can't stress this enough. This isn't me being like, this is bad. I'm saying Sora is a moron who perfectly fits hanging out with Donald and Goofy, and I love that for them. But if you want a dramatic RPG story, fucking go play the games from Roxas perspectives. And I'd say Ventus, but he's one game, so. Like, I'm trying to think. Because I guess what you would. Because if you're playing it from Roxas's perspective, then you do 356, Kingdom Hearts 2, maybe Dream Drop, just because it follows up with Axel, and then 3. And that's like, what, half the games? You skip some of the weaker entries in the series, and all of them have some, and all the ones I mentioned have some real cool gameplay stuff in them. And you get a really cool story on top of that. And you already know I'm telling you to play 3. You should know this. You should know this. You should know I'm telling you to play 3 specifically for the moment when Roxas comes back. Because if you know anything about the game series and that happens and you feel nothing, you're a cold. You are Xemnas. You are Xemnas. That's the end of it. Then play 3 again. It's not that bad. I'm not saying it's good, but it's not that bad. But then again, Max, we have different gameplay opinions, clearly. We have gone back and forth on that.
It was somewhat interesting when they added critical mode.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
No, let's go.
Outside basically my first run.
Yeah, they should have right at the end. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not telling you to play 3 because of, like, because it's the best. I'm telling you to play 3 because it's the conclusion to that story. And you're just like, they did end up happily ever after. Good. The end. That is the deepest reason I'm giving you. And we're done. Chat can get a few more in, but I'm done. I'm done talking about Kingdom Hearts now. I always forget they're doing 4. I can't wait for photorealistic Donald. That'll be fun. But honestly, I had fun with 3. I should play it again, just because I only play it the once, and like, I don't know, I should give Kingdom Hearts another chance. Dream Drop Distance and 2 are just really fun games. To dock store within a day. In all 3 franchises. There's a live video of a duck. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I will say, there's lots of stuff where it's just like, you're criticizing this so harshly, blah, blah, blah. No, you have every right to harshly criticize Kingdom Hearts. I'm just a sucker for it. I am not ignorant to its problems and its issues, and I would not make a game reflective of that. But I can still enjoy it. I can still be like, yes. Does this make no sense, and is the pacing wild? Absolutely. Am I still having fun? Absolutely. I have had a hype train. I think I'm gonna refresh my one app because. Also, I'm gonna be outside of chat for a minute. Oh my lord. Deja is dealing with some wild customers right now. But anyway, yeah. There are some things I'll go to and I'm like, y'all are criticizing this really harshly. But Kingdom Hearts is not one of those. Kingdom Hearts is a massive franchise made by 2 of the biggest companies in their respective industries. I absolutely tear it to shreds and back. I get it. I understand. I've heard. I'm a Barry fan, so I've heard it. Y'all are in all your rights too. You're cute, Nikki. I just still have fun with them at the end of the day. I'm just like, but that's something you can do with games, right? You don't necessarily have to engage, which is, even though Sargoto has kind of been like, Elden Ring should have been more straightforward with story. Like, that's kind of one of the things that makes Dark Souls and Elden Ring so good. So infuriating. I will say though, there was stuff in FF7 where I was like, where people were like, Nomura did this, and I'm of the opinion of just like, no, this was just what all you're just saying that because, Kingdom Hearts, blah blah blah, but in nostalgia, Final Fantasy was always as weird as it is. That's fair. But hey, Stella, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you think Oda writes women well, or no?
Most of them.
Most of them? Yeah, that's fair. I will say, can I? Yeah, that's fair. Like, everything. He made flops hard. I will say, and maybe Stealth can back me up on this if he chooses to. He does not need to engage this. There is some, like, legitimately pretty good trans representation in One Piece, which I would not expect going into it, given I don't know, like, the art and not hearing anything about it ever. But there legitimately is. We
talking Eva and Friends, or are we talking Kiku?
Kiku. I don't really know. I don't really know how I would talk about Eva, even though I do love them. They're great.
I would just use the general with them. I would just use the general label of queer.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say drag queen, just because that is kind of like the vibe she gives off and everything. It also is. I mean, that's kind of what Bon Clay is in a lot of ways. Bon Clay is like, even his devil fruit power specifically kind of makes him a drag queen. So, and I know there's a whole Japanese thing to it, but I'm just talking in very broad strokes. Into the background, they don't. I mean, I don't know. Nominate, yes. I would kind of argue on Shion, but again, at Alabasta, exactly. But yeah, no, there's some legitimately some real good stuff you would not expect from, because like compare One Piece to the other big animes it sits next to, which in my eyes is Dragon Ball and Naruto. From that standard, it is leagues above. It is so far. The gap is hilarious.
Yeah, and it's true, and I definitely give Oda credit for that.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is there is some, like, and this is being hypercritical of someone who I think is legitimately trying to represent as well as possible. But it's kind of hard to, like, mentioning all the other stuff is kind of hard to forget the whole Sanji situation.
Oh yeah, no, Sanji's awful. I question every.
No,
well, not,
I meant like.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, let's not get too into that, just because
Yeah.
But yes, no.
That's why That's why I'm like calling it the situation as opposed to like saying what actually.
Detailing it, yeah. Oh no, it's so wild. It's so wild. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not even. That's why I specifically brought up the idea of like comparing it to Dragon Ball and Naruto, because I know a lot about Dragon Ball, little about Naruto, but based on what I do know, it's One Piece is still so much better in a lot of those aspects than those two. Not necessarily comparing it to media as a whole for the whole situation, but still, when you're looking at kind of the, I don't want to say genre. I don't know what shonen anime is. Shonen anime considered a genre or a medium?
Yeah.
Or okay, then yeah, comparing it to other shonen anime, especially the big ones, than it is like, oh my lord, nuance. Stealth. Can I just say something?
What do you mean? Can you say something? It's your stream.
You're right, but I love how, and I don't. Oh, I'm not trying to call it. I'm not trying to say anything about it, but I love how we've been doing like One Piece, blah blah blah. Nuanced writing, blah blah blah, and it has not detracted from the Kingdom Hearts conversation in chat and stuff like this. It can't be. It's a train. You're running away with it. Oh my lord. But yeah, no. But I mean, that's kind of why I brought it up, because you're right. Not all the writing for all the characters is amazing in Kingdom Hearts, and so in One Piece. But I think One Piece just kind of has a better reputation at the end of the day for it, and deservedly so, because it has this huge world that is more fleshed out. Yeah, that's kind of why I asked, because like at the end of the day, different shonen anime can kind of feel different. What was I thinking of? Different like other genres. Like Dragon Ball went from being fantasy to being sci-fi, so on and so forth. One Piece is kind of cartoony fantasy, blah blah blah, continuing. So Naruto is I think Ian described Naruto as Japan wizard, not ninja. Japan. We were talking about that.
That's not incorrect.
because like I've gotten into One Piece, but at the same time, my friends in Discord have been watching Naruto. Who is Juice watching it for the first time, or is everyone just kind of rewatching it?
I think they've gotten through Shippuden.
Okay, but like I talked about kind of like how One Piece is about pirates, and they're like, well, One Piece isn't that much about pirates, and I was like, it's more about pirates than Naruto is about ninjas, because
True.
so like, how, but in some ways, One Piece is more about ninjas than Naruto is about ninjas, depending on how you want to look at it. But it's the same kind of wacky. It's an adjective, and also the publisher. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I said it's weird, because they can occupy different genre niches. I think I need to draw more of this hand. Or rather, arm. I'm gonna vomit.
Interesting.
Lord. You know, it's been like a couple weeks now. I should talk about this. I got so stressed one day, I just straight up vomited in a plant. and Deja is still laughing about that to this day. And you know what? That's completely fair. Like, I'm all good now, but life seemed not great at the moment, and my body was just like, stop everything. Exact. Well, that's what I called my self juice. I was like, oh my lord.
I'm the vomit boy. I'm the one who vomits.
I really was. It was a long day. I have never got that. That's what I'm saying. I've never been through that much stress before, and I was thinking about it because I say that every time I burp. I'm like, oh, this is it. I'll never make it. Should I watch Futurama? I don't know. I just like enjoying good media, and I've heard Futurama's pretty good. Despite, well, you know what? If we want to watch something in Discord stuff, we could always try Futurama one time. But regardless, separate of that, what was I just thinking of? But yeah, I was just like, oh my lord. It does have some stuff that's very of its time. Well, I will say, so I know the premise of Futurama. Does it start stealth with Fry getting unfrozen / unslimed and like figuring out he's in the future and stuff?
I mean, that is the premise, yeah.
Okay, well then I want to skip that.
Why?
Because I know the premise. Like that's what can make it so hard for me to start some shows.
But, like, then you're meeting the characters.
Well, yeah. Well, not just like the first episode or whatever. You know, blah blah blah. I don't know, but still, so many shows are just like Thank you for deleting bot. That's literally just the easy.
You look.
But
just fucking watch it.
Okay, fine. I will watch. I demand friends join me in that case, because if I'm gonna get through the first episode, I need friends to talk about it with, because I don't know, when I know that I feel like that's the problem when like stuff gets marketed. You know what I mean? Because the whole point of advertising a show or a movie is to sell people on the premise of it, right? But
yes.
Then you spend a lot of time in the show or movie setting up the premise of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get where I'm coming from here? Where it's like,
yes.
I have spent fucking hours hearing about this premise already, and I've decided to give you a shot here, and you're still spending time. Like, there's a limited runtime here, and you're still spending time on the premise. I know the premise. Spend five.
Because it's what the show's about.
Yeah, my lord. Well, no, I'm not saying they can't set stuff up and everything. I'm just saying, I think the best solution to it has been Spider-Verse, where they do a quick montage. It's like, this is what happened. You know Spider-Man. Here's Spider-Man. This is.
Yeah. Here's look. You said it right there. You know Spider-Man.
I do know Spider-Man.
Yeah. So, like, they're working with an established character already. Is why they're able to do that. Like, get away with it.
That's true. I mean, that's just my own thing, right? Like, I guess I should, to be fair, I should not subject other people to it, right? Like, watching, like, it should just be while I'm watching stuff on my own, where it's just like, if I know the premise, I can just skip over some very not. And to be clear, I don't mean like skip all of like first season Futurama. I mean like the first episode or whatever, blah blah blah. And that can be true if I'm watching it by myself, you know. But if I'm watching it with people and they want to be like, no, let's watch the whole thing, then like, yeah, absolutely. It's just, it's just if I'm enjoying something on my own, I can be like, you know what, I just want to. I know the start, so let's just skip slightly ahead, just a little bit, is that okay? Can I get away with that? Maybe more.
No.
More than fart. You can enjoy it. Oh, well, that's good. Mama skips the. Yes, exactly! What? What was the thing? No. Because fucking. I don't know. I feel like if I showed someone The Mandalorian, I'll be like, guess what happens in the first episode? And they'll be like, they find Baby Yoda? And I'll be like, you got it. Let's keep going. Let's trek along then. Okay. Well, then you have given me more context, and if I watch Futurama, I will make sure to watch the first episode. Again, these are just my own idiosyncrasies, my own impatiences, and whatnot, my preciouses. I did eventually watch all of Lord of the Rings, so, and I should watch the extended cuts, because here's the thing. I watched all of Lord of the Rings, and I was like, oh, I do want more of this. This is good. I see. But, at the same, I like thinking about this because this is the thing, right? Some people make Lord of the Rings their entire life, and I get it. It's kind of what I want to do, right? You know, make something people can get lost in and enjoy, outside of real life. But I watched it and I was like, I really enjoy this, but it's not my entire thing. Then I watched One Piece and I was like, I really enjoy this, and now it is it is my entire thing. Not to the extent of Pirates of the Caribbean, but this does at the same time have a bit of a bigger base than Pirates ever do. Stealth, I request something of you.
What's that?
How Elden Ring update go?
I'm in something called the Sage's Cave now.
I'm trying to think.
And there's a bunch of skeletons, and they don't like me.
They
don't like me being here.
You're gonna have a bad time, and that is a skeleton reference. Max, do you want? Max, do you want to watch it together? Max, if you Max. If there is ever a way to get Cahill to hang out with you at any time, to just prioritize a certain activity more than anything else, just be like, Cahill, do you want to watch the entire Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy all over again? And I'll be like, absolutely, I do. When and where and how? And tell me right now. There's no way it'll slip my... Nothing will get my attention faster. It's like jingling keys in front of a baby. I'll be like, ooh!
Rat.
And to be fair, I'm not going to say Pirates is better than One Piece, but it is more pirates than One Piece. It took me so... Okay. I don't know if I've said this on stream. Fucking... One of the things that annoyed me about the Thousand Sunny, the ship of the Straw Hats, is that it doesn't... I was like, it doesn't have any cannons on it. How can you really pirate if there's no... And you... Wait. Let me finish. And you're like, well, there's a big cannon in the front. And I was like, that's not going to be good, because when you get up next to a ship, which is how most ship-to-ship combat goes, then the front cannon isn't going to help you blast the ship next to you. But then, decently late in the series, this is not spoilers, But I realized there's dots alongside the sunny on like this little like artistic kind of thing it has. Those are cannons. It took me so long. Of course I didn't know they were cannons. They just look like dots. Not like dots, but kind of like Cheerios, really. And I was,
Did you
and-
think Frankie would build something without cannons?
well, he had one big cannon, and and Frankie is a genius, but I'm not expecting. But he's not like, I'm going to. But he doesn't make traditional looking ships, so I wasn't expecting him to include side cannons. I thought he'd be like, this "fuck you" cannon, as you described it to me once, is good enough. We'll just have this, and then the Sunny will sail away. Because Luffy isn't a very like aggressive pirate. He doesn't chase down other ships and sink them. He finds adventure instead. Want to watch pirates sometime? Absolutely, Kingfisher. I will. If you guys want to do a fucking pirates watch night in my Discord, I will do that. I will do that anytime. Absolutely, 100%. Commandment number 1: shut the fuck up. Commandment number 2: there's nothing I can do about Johnny Depp's reputation. Commandment number 3. Like, just... Again, they're not perfect, but I'm gonna enjoy it. That is the thing where I'm like, no. Because here's the thing, I have been trying to chase the high of Pirates of the Caribbean for as long as I've been alive, because I think as a movie it gives me the greatest sense of adventure, and just like you're out on the open seas on a cool ship, doing stuff. These are the best wedding vows in any movie. Yeah. Kingfisher! Oh, Kingfisher, you're making me jump up and down. Fuck, Lord. Commandment number 4: the Maelstrom scene is a piece of cinematic masterpiece, and you do not get to say anything about it. Lord, the Maelstrom. I will go back and watch the Maelstrom and just be like, ah, ah. That's to Raz Cahill. What does that mean? I don't know what Riz me? Max, are you trying to riz me up right now? Or are you trying to raspberry me? You're trying to get raspberry flavored Cahill. You leave it alone. Fucking all the Maelstrom machine just fucking... What does Barbosa say again? I'm trying to think. Give me a second. Oh yeah, he's like, brace up, ye odds, you cack-headed deck monkeys. Dying's the days worth living for. Oh, that scene is so good. Only his problems and not the words.
My favorite part of the Pirates movies was when you had to find 600 crabs.
Oh, I forgot that was Bert. They forgot about. Why did you? I should kick you out. I should ban you from my chat and kick you out. I should be like, Ian, kick him from the Discord. You shouldn't be allowed to be here. Yeah, they shouldn't have put fucking Pirates 3 in Kingdom Hearts 3, because it does not fit. There's so much happens during Dead Man. So much happens during Dead Man's chest. Is he not still timed out? You timed him out for a long time.
No, I'm back in.
Okay, well, well.
Time to hack.
Fucking Lord, no. That is a criticism. As a Kingdom Hearts and Pirates fan, they should not have included Pirates 3 in Kingdom Hearts 3. They jumped to several sharks. Crab Reef.
I'm now timed out for 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Good. I hope it's kind of. Hey, Stell, can you kind of tell what's happening in these two panels?
uh,
I am going to add a big crack at the bottom here, if that helps at all.
is like arm turned into mouth?
Kind of, but it splits in two.
Yeah. It was kind of teethy.
That's fine. I could take that. It's gonna turn into tentacles after this. And then the lance from fucking what's it called? Neon Genesis Evangelion. Dun 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 dun. My butt. My butt. Cartoony dinosaur kind of. I mean, isn't that what most arms look like though? It's shadow puppetry. It's shadow puppetry. Okay, fucking, you know what? Fine, I'm a shitty comic artist. Let me just do. You're right. Let me just do Alex.
It's kind of like a Rorschach test.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you see in it?
I'm joking. I'm completely joking. I mean, maybe I don't know. I just don't have time to change it now. But like, what I'm hoping is, because where's the page before? Yeah. So you see Alex. This is his arm right here, and then you see him You see him like on top in this frame, and you see his arm is turning black here. Like it, and like it is specifically outlined in white with the line with a lot of the lines pointing to it. I'm hoping this is clear. That's a zoom in. You get the crack here, gets even more abstract in this frame. Clearly, two bears high-fiving. Okay, Wacko, what do you see here? Girls. And this one? Girls. What about this? Girls. Chat, be evil. I'll kick your asses. Moderator's not here. Doom music starts playing for Cahill. Dun 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 dun. Hi, Sage. Big Papa. I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Juice is my dad.
My dad. By the way, I think I know what cave you're in right now, Stealth.
I'm done with the cave already.
Did you get to the boss or no?
There's a boss in there?
Oh well, there's a boss in every cave.
Oh.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not done with the cave.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil any more to it because I was gonna comment on kind of like something about the boss, but I'm not. If you haven't seen it, then I don't want to really affect your Elden Ring playthrough. I just was curious if you got to a certain part.
You really won't, because like, much like my first playthrough of any Souls game, I am just 100% man with metal hit thing.
Yeah, same. Well, that's why I love. There's a post from a meme about this that I enjoy because it's how I feel. Where it's like, I love playing a fighter in fantasy games. I love just being a regular ass dude with a sword going up against magic gods and shit. And that's how I feel, because I'm just like, yeah, you could have the same magic as, like, you know, big bosses and stuff like that, or you can get a big rock and beat them to death. And frankly, I think the latter sounds more fun. So I think it might be part of, like, that might be the Bloodborne influence in me. It's like the idea of, like, you are defeating these incomprehensible like godlike beings, but to do so you are just using simple cleavers and everything. And I'm like, it rules. Dude worked out at the library. Well, Max, I always knew you were a giant nerd, and now it was confirmed with Elden Ring stats. Congratulations. I'm joking. Max, I love you. Please don't leave me. Max, please. Max, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Maxie.
Oh my lord. With a Moonlight Greatsword. Yeah, Max, the Moonlight Greatsword scales with intelligence. You're not saying you're not a nerd. You're saying you're using the nerd weapon. It's even a reference to a nerd thing. No, you're good. Someone ban Cahill. Mods, can we ban Cahill? Cahill? Ban me, self-kill, I'm deceased. Oh, because Max... Has no one done that to you before, Max? I'm kind of shocked. I mean, didn't think of it before, but... I'm a moron. No! That's the loudest no.
Perish. Oh,
What?
I must have missed one of the skeletons, like, like, rib cages, because it respawned.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess it works the same in Dark Souls, but Elden Ring skeletons are a little annoying.
Well,
Oh,
the thing about that was the fix was have a weapon with holy when fighting skeletons.
In Elden Ring or in Dark Souls?
In Dark Souls 1 at least.
I do remember it because as I said, I'm not gonna do Dark Souls 1 Broken Sword for multiple reasons, but one of the things that you have to do during it is get a holy broken sword, like upgrade one of your broken swords with a holy enchantment, specifically to fight Nito into skeletons, because otherwise you will be spending forever knocking skeleton downs or avoiding them or etc etc etc, because there's a lot of skeletons and you're not doing enough damage to kill Nito or them that quickly. Oh no, please, please, why does this keep happening? Calling me Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Imagine I've used a burger, then boss weapon. No, no, Matt. Zach told me to do that, and that I don't want to. If I broken sword, Dark Souls 1, I want to slap Gwyn with a wet tissue. I'm not going to. I actually have other plans if we the drama. If we do Dark Souls 1 again, I have other plans for it. Specifically because I've done enough challenges in Dark Souls 1 for my taste, personally. Challenges do get I feel like challenges might be a little less fun when the game is a bit older and thus a bit clunkier, but I do have a plan for going back to Dark Souls 1 if we ever do. So, but we gotta beat Sekiro first. And,
Okay, so I found and beat that boss you're talking about.
Was it an old man?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Sure.
It turns out he's weak to damage.
Mm-hmm. Cahill says nothing. I won't say anything. Don't you worry about me. You killed my drive to challenge. Yeah. So I have something I think will be fun to do in Dark Souls 1 whenever we beat Sekiro. And then Dark Souls 3. I mean, maybe I'll do... because Max kind of recommended it. Doing like a Dark Souls 3 challenge run. Like I was like, yeah, maybe I should. And I believe Max was specifically like, yeah, it's not too bad. Smugging? Yeah. Listen, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna affect. I thought I mean, one, I assumed stealth was like, yeah, every cave has a boss, and then two, not I don't want to affect his playthrough any more than I have. What challenge? The what's it called? The Soul Level 1 challenge in Dark Souls 1. I mean 3. Oh, that one. Yeah, that one slaps. Yeah, so I feel like I'll do that one. Not. I don't even want to be like it's an easier challenge though. Zero Lenny, the guy I've gotten the challenges from before, has talked about it being easier than Broken Sword, and the one modded one he did, and I tried and then fucked up. Even though I beat Ornstein and Smo, which is pretty good. It's fun and satisfying. Yeah. No, I wasn't gonna call it easy, but it is kind of more straightforward. You know what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's, I don't know. I could either try and find some obscure challenge myself, or like do the Broken Sword. But, and to be fair, there is one really cool thing about Broken Sword in Dark Souls 3, which is Yorm the Giant. But again, I don't want to just, copy Zero Lenny. So, I am probably not going to do Broken Sword Dark Souls 3. Even though doing Broken Sword Yorm would actually probably be pretty cool. No Bonner. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I get where you're coming from, Max. I feel like at the end of the day, what I want is something that kind of changes the combat encounters entirely. That ends up feeling, like a cooler challenge and stuff. Like, uh, because Broken Sword and stuff does that. Torch only does that. You inherently are changing what the combat encounters are going to be like by doing it. So, I feel like if I did like weapons art only or even consumables only, that's still pretty decently close to what the actual game is like. Cause fuck, I've done bosses where it's like there's this one good throwable item you can use on them. Just keep using the throwable item. I have definitely done just on casual playthroughs consumable only bosses just because I was like, well, this works. Yeah, but even then, I feel like I don't know. I've seen Zero Lenny do a crossbow only too. Honestly, here's the thing: I don't want to keep copying Zero Lenny, but he has beaten Dark Souls 1 with a Wiimote multiple times, and that sounds amazing. I would like to beat Dark Souls with a Wiimote. If I could set it up. But I'm probably going to try some other stuff before I go. Oh shit. Before I go for that. No joke. Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't imagine you're bluffing with that, Max. I would appreciate it. But again, I think what I want to do before I do anything like that is some of my own challenges. Like one of the things, I've talked about this a lot, but one of the things I want to do with more challenge runs is I want to do what was I thinking of? I want to do Broken Sword Bloodborne because I kind of messed up my Bloodborne torch run. I could have made it a bit better on myself and everyone. But one of Zero Lenny's current like most watched videos on his channel is he beat what was I thinking of? Is he beat Bloodborne using IGN's guide word for word, which didn't go great, but he got to Orphan of Cause and he was using the sword, the Kirk hammer, and he was like, "Man, this is like torch damage right now." And he realized he had not repaired the weapon for the entire run, so it was broken. So it was a broken sword, like he used in his other runs. And it made me think, it's just like, well, if that's like using a torch, but it's a more traditional weapon, then what if I just do that for the entire... what if I just did that for the entire run? So, well, I could have used the Hunter's Torch, because apparently Zero Lenny used the Hunter's Torch, but I insisted on using the regular torch, which I did up until the final boss. But, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. A shame no one informed you about that torch. I mean, I know you informed me about it, Max. I just decided to keep doing it. Do I regret it? Eh. I regret... Max. Clearly I don't remember. Uh-huh. Max, I assure you, Broken Sword Bloodborne does not come close to my biggest regrets in life. So, there's so much more. At the end of the day, it's only one of the hundreds of millions of mistakes Dylan Cahill has made in his life. Yeah, exactly. It might be a bit easier and a bit more fun. It'll just be that kind of less damage run, which is kind of what the Broken Sword is in Dark Souls. So that would be good, as opposed to Torch, which is never meant to be a main weapon to begin with. At the very least, like Broken Sword and Dark Souls, it does fill the spot of the main weapon. It's just, you know, inherently it just does so much less damage. I'm just gonna make a little. This one's gonna be crack slurp twinst. And like gems. We'll see if I decide to use any gems. I might ban those, just because I don't want to get too fancy with the build. You know what I mean? Like at some point, it's just like it's just a weapon, as opposed to like a gimmick, as it is meant to be. Twinst. Man, I'd love to hang out with my friends tonight and not go into work, but that's not gonna happen. This is why everyone pray I get that new job, because I'm really looking for it. Does that count? It kind of does. I feel like if I was able to sit down at a desktop at work and have headphones in, I complain a little less because I'll be able to stop by more people's streams and stuff. Since a decent amount of my friends stream. But, or at the very least, I'll be able to hang out in Discord and use the text chat. So, I think what I need to do is change this tentacle head right here. Octopus. I should Google who makes the name for like different herds of animals. Who decides what a group of octopus is called? Isn't it pod? Isn't it pod of octopi or squid? Squimpst. Pokemon Center.
I do like Pokemon.
You do. I mean, you say you do.
Yeah, I do.
Didn't you come into call talking about bad times in Pokemon Unity?
Oh yeah, but that's not the Pokemon at fault. It's my solo queue teammates.
Pokemon are innocent. Humans.
Yeah.
Humans' crimes cannot be enumerated.
No, they can be. I'll list them. Just ask me.
Let's just start. after the colonialism joke, I'll just start listing war crimes.
Yeah.
Here are documented war.
You know what I'm looking for.
I know what I'm doing. Dun dun dun. GBA Pokemon is I love me a Pokemon in a Game Boy Advance. Your Fire
Pokemon.
Reds, your Emeralds.
Pokemon Emerald. Oh, so good.
Good time. Game Boy Advance was just a fun console. Just like, oh, look at this amazing sprite work. So much better than the N64 where it's just all
Release
triangles.
The trumpet.
What?
Release the trumpet.
Begin
Go.
trumpets.
Go.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is some little effects and text work after this on my own. And then the page will be ready to go up tomorrow, which is nice. This is really why, what was I thinking of? I'm switching how what like kind of comic I'm doing on the Patreon, purely because I think it'd be better if I could think about other, the art style and different ways of doing it, as opposed to just, I don't know, whatever I've been up to. And I've been just be like, look how bad a job I'm doing. Oh no.
You do good thing.
You do good thing. But yeah,
Man.
but that's the thing. I want my, I think I've talked about this on stream. There's the whole thing going around because on Twitter different artist trends will happen, and one of the trends was hard art pills to swallow, and one of them was just like the reason your art isn't getting likes might just be because it doesn't have that much appeal, which is an art term. It's just like when people look at your art, what does it immediately kind of invoke, or like do they enjoy just purely looking at it? And I don't think all my art has that kind of appeal. So if I can work on kind of a smaller scale comic that has more appeal, I think that'd be better, both for how I feel about the comic and its popularity. I want to raid Miss Penny Snaps Cubes. How many viewers we got? 10. That should be good. I hope everyone has enjoyed the stream, and I hope you stay for the raid, because we got a good amount of people to raid a bigger streamer, and that's always neat. But yeah, I should be back tomorrow, and I'll probably be doing animation then, because I love me some animation. But yeah, Penny, Mrs. Snaps Cube is also doing art, so It's pretty. It's a good art day, and I'll see everyone later. Goodbye.